Hello, lovelies. This is 5 Minute Manifesting, and I'm your host, Lovey Brion. Thank you so much for listening. I'm thrilled that you're here. And today is day 8 of our Manifest a Romantic Relationship Masterclass. And today I want to talk to you about revision. So, revision is a Neville Goddard concept, a Neville Goddard technique, if you will, where you take something from the past and you change it in your imagination. And what this does is it changes it. Like, it really does. I've had some revision success stories. I'm not going to go into those today, but this technique works. So if you're on the fence about revision not working, I just give it a try. Give it a try with something. And so in terms of your romantic life, your romantic relationship, and how we're going to use revision, I'm going to give you a few choices depending on what your situation is, right? Because I know that everyone listening's situation is different, or it could be different, but it's probably in a couple of different buckets. So let's start with the bucket that you just want a romantic relationship. You've not really had success and luck in romantic relationships in your life. I want you to think back on the day that we talked about beliefs and you kind of uncovering what you believe about romantic relationships in general and what you believe about yourself in regards to romantic relationships. And I want you to identify a belief that you have that is not in your favor. And what we're going to do is we're going to revise that belief. So the example that I'm going to use today for revising for this is, let's say that you've had the belief the guy that I like never likes me back, or the man that I like never likes me back. Or, you can insert in whatever gender that you are attracted to, whatever gender you're attracting and wanting a romantic relationship with. But let's just say that's the belief. The girl that I like never likes me back. So that the person that you're interested in doesn't like you back, and you've kind of felt that way consistently, we're going to revise that. And so instead of just ruminating on that, instead of reflecting on that, instead of, it's okay that that's been the case up until this point. You can still manifest exactly what you want. We're going to change that with revision. So you're going to start saying to yourself when that belief comes up, when that idea comes up, I've always, the person I like always likes me more than I like them. And you're going to choose something to replace, to revise that with. And you're not going to start like today changing it going forward. You're going to go into the past, and you're going to feel like you're going to imagine in your imagination, in your internal world, right? That's where this is happening. That's where all the work happens, in your internal world. That's what you're changing. And you're going to develop a belief, or you're going to get in touch rather with the belief that's opposite of that. That's the opposite of the person that you like never likes you back. The person that I like always likes me back more than I like them. You're going to start telling yourself that. And you're even going to go back. Let's say you have some examples from your past that you can recall of like someone you liking, not liking you back. You're going to just pick one and revise it. Just go back and revise that person liked you. They had the biggest crush on you. They were so attracted to you. Insert whatever it is, whatever feeling that you want to have, whatever you're revising. And if you don't relate to this example, then pick a different example. Look, whatever the thing is in your life, because we all sort of have these like core things. Like, I'm not good enough to attract the type of people that I want to attract. If that's it, no, I've always attracted exactly who I've been interested in. And you're just going to work on revising that. And the way you're going to do it is you're just going to go into your imagination, close your eyes, get relaxed. And you don't have to do this for very long. Remember, this podcast is called 5 Minute Manifesting because these exercises you can do in 5 minutes, 10 minutes. You don't have to spend a whole ton of time on it. And, and if you touch base with it quickly, a few times a day, it's going to work. It's going to work. You don't have to dwell on it constantly. Although that will also work. Dwelling on it constantly, if you're picking the right thing, will also work. But you don't have to do that. And so you get in touch with that feeling inside of yourself. And it can be challenging to begin with because you haven't practiced this, right? You're really practiced with the other thought about the person not liking you back or whatever your belief is that we're going to revise for you. You're kind of practicing that. So that's really easy to grasp. It's really easy to pull up in your imagination. Because think about it, right in this moment, for most of us, for the vast majority of most of us, right in this moment, we're not interacting with our specific person. We're not really very specifically on a date, probably. We're not doing some sort of romantic activity. We're listening to this podcast. I'm making this podcast right now. And so, all of those things are in your internal world. And it's either a memory that you're thinking about or it's a imagining that you're creating with your imagination. It's very unlikely that the actual things are happening, that someone is telling you that they don't like you right in this very moment. It's pretty unlikely that anyone's ever just told you that they didn't like you full on like that, although that does happen. I understand that happens. So that is happening in your imagination. So if you're having memories of the past, just like you have those of someone not liking you back or whatever the belief is that you have about yourself and romantic relationships, that's happening in your imagination. So what you want to do is get in touch with the idea, with the sensation, with the feeling, with the visualization. You're going to get in touch inside of yourself, in your imagination, with the opposite of that. And it can feel hard. It can almost feel like you're moving through a thick fog to get there, you don't even know. And so what you're going to do in this moment, if you don't know how to revise or you don't how to do it, you're going to practice it. You're going to practice it. You're just going to ask yourself some simple questions. If my 7th grade crush liked me back, what would that have felt like? And you can insert any kind of question here that would get you in touch with that feeling that we're going for. And the feeling that we're going for is the opposite of the belief that is holding you back in romantic relationships. So the example that I use, that we've been talking about in this episode, is that the person I like never likes me back. And so if we switch that to the person I like always likes me back, and we're revising that, and it's not just for now going forward, it's going into the past. We're going to go into the past, and your 7th grade crush liked you back. That guy from college liked you back. Couldn't get enough of you. That you always get exactly who you want in romantic relationships. And just get in touch with that feeling. Get in touch with the feeling of what it would feel like if you were the person, because you're becoming that person now, that had that experience in your imagination. And then get in touch with that feeling. It's practice this. So you're revising your past experience, belief in romantic relationships. You're revising your past experience. So the other example I wanted to use is if you do have a specific person and you had some sort of unpleasant encounter, you had a breakup maybe, you had something going on with a specific person, and then your romantic relationship that you're trying to manifest is with a specific person that that you've had some sort of experience with. Then I want you to revise that experience. And I had a very painful breakup where the person told me at our breakup, they were like, yeah, I'm just not attracted to you. You're just not attractive. I'm not interested. And and they specifically mentioned my attractiveness, and it was very painful and it was very hurtful to me. And I revised that And I actually manifested that person back. And when we got back together, they had no recollection of that. And so I didn't know that I had successfully revised it until later, but I worked on revising it, and I found out later that I did. I revised it. And so revision works. And specifically with romantic relationships. So I want you to work on that. You can work on both things if you have both things, the specific person and just the general belief. If you don't have both things, just work on the one that you have. And I want to encourage you that if it feels like you're not doing right, don't worry about that. You're practicing it. You're trying your best to get in touch with that feeling, with changing something, because you have a lot of practice. Think, how practiced do you feel in the thing that you think is your 3D experience right now, because you've had that thought over and over again that the person I like never likes me back, if that's the example we're using. And insert whatever it is for you. If that's not been an issue for you, then insert whatever it is for you. But here, you want to practice something different. You want to practice a different feeling. You want to practice a different thought. And it could feel difficult to start with, but you're going to choose something different going into the past. And you're going to kind of reflect that back into your past. And that is going to change your internal world and your 3D experience. So I want you to give that a go today for day 8, and may you manifest exactly what you want. I will talk to you tomorrow in day 9.